The piercing blue eyes and the cleft chin are unmistakable. John Travolta has been described as a phoenix rising from the ashes. His well-publicized return to the top after reviving a once-dead career is something that rarely happens in Hollywood. John Joseph Travolta was the youngest of 6. He was born on February 18, 1954 in Eaglewood, New Jersey. His first break was in New York's small off-Broadway theater. He first rose to fame with the TV series Welcome Back, Kotter. Travolta played high school student Vinnie Barbarino. He also appeared in his first movie, The Devil's Reign. John may have been enlightened spiritually, but professionally, The Devil's Reign didn't do much for him. The TV sitcom Welcome Back, Kotter, on the other hand, made Travolta an overnight sensation. This led to more movies including the thriller Carrie and the TV movie about a boy born without an immune system, The Boy in the Plastic Bubble. Travolta started dating his plastic bubble co-star Diana Hayland, the actor who played his mother. The next year, Travolta achieved big screen stardom with Saturday Night Fever, the movie which defined the disco era. But the production was not a happy one for John. Unfortunately, Diana Hayland died of breast cancer during filming. John was shattered. Even his career was soaring. John's next film came in 1978, Grease, which was a perfect fit for Travolta's talents. John completed his early dance trilogy with another hit, Urban Cowboy. The film started a country western dance craze, but John's winning streak ended with Moment by Moment, a drama romance co-starring Lily Tomlin. This was followed by a string of less successful movies such as Brian De Palma's Blowout, the Saturday Night Fever sequel Stay Alive, in a comedy drama co-starring Olivia Newton-John, Perfect. By the end of 80s, Travolta was making TV movies and gaining a reputation. John Travolta's career was in a slump when Look Who's Talking came along. A baby comedy gave John a hit, A New Friend, in a co-star Christy Alley. However, it was his next co-star that John found appealing. The experts introduced him to Kelly Preston, to whom he married 2 years later. Off-screen, Travolta had also discovered another passion of flying. He even bought a plane. Travolta's plane appeared in the sequel Look Who's Talking 2. But other than that film, John's career was in another slump. The dramas Eye of an Angel and Shout failed to connect with audience. But Travolta was grateful for Look Who's Talking sequel, Look Who's Talking Now. Unfortunately, the sequel wasn't as successful as the first two, and Travolta's future looked bleak. That is until Pulp Fiction, which was directed by Quentin Tarantino. Travolta's paycheck for Pulp Fiction was reportedly $140,000, a small portion of $20 million picture. John was nominated for an Oscar, a British Academy Award, a Golden Globe, and a Screen Actors Guild Award. Travolta turned to his Pulp Fiction director Quentin Tarantino for advice on his next film. Tarantino suggested White Man's Burden, a small film about racism co-starring Harry Belafonte. Tarantino also recommended Get Shorty, and it turned out to be a perfect fit. Travolta played Chili Palmer, a bill collector for the mob who wants to break into the movie business. By 1996, Travolta could call the shots. He had the choice of playing the good guy or the bad guy in John Woo's Broken Arrow. He chose the bad guy though. John also had success with the good guy role in the film Michael. John played an angel sent back to Earth to help a couple of cynical journalists, and since dancing is Travolta's trademark, this angel could cut a rug. John followed up with She's So Lovely, an intimate drama which he also produced. It wasn't meant to be a blockbuster, but Face Off co-starring Nicolas Cage made up for that. The two actors worked very closely. In the movie, the character actually traded faces, so they had to learn how to imitate each other, With the success of Face Off, Travolta was able to command $20 million for his next picture. But his next film, Mad City, proved to be the end of Travolta's winning streak. Primary Colors, a thinly veiled account of President Clinton's presidential race, the film was critically acclaimed but was a box office bomb. Even though John did win a Blockbuster Entertainment Award. John followed up with the legal drama, A Civil Action, which was a suspense thriller. However, it was the General's Daughter that put Travolta back on top. The General's Daughter may have been cause for an optimism, but Travolta's next movie, Battlefield Earth, turned out to be a big screen blunder. The film was based on sci-fi novel by Scientologist founder L. Ron Hubbard. The negative reaction rubbed off on John's next project. Audiences stayed away from Lucky Numbers, a comedy co-starring Lisa Kudrow. Travolta had better luck with The Swordfish, but the suspense drama's Domestic Disturbance didn't make any waves. John had trouble bringing audience into theaters, yet he was still earning. The studio felt Travolta was worth it for the complex suspense thriller Basic. Travolta began turning his attention towards more complex character roles, playing the bad guy in The Punisher, but the film did nothing in Travolta's latest string of box office disappointments. But he quickly returned to the big screen in a more heroic part of Captain Mike Kennedy of the Biltmore Fire Department in Ladder 49. While Ladder 49 fared better at the box office than The Punisher, it was still nowhere near the blockbuster status. By the time Ladder 49 had its premiere, John had already completed 2 more films, including a sequel to Get Shorty. A love song for Bobby Long, co-starring Scarlett Johansson and Gabriel Mack. The film featured John in the complex character, unlike he played before. John always dances with his leading lady, Scarlett Johansson, in A Love Song for Baby Long, Jacinda Barrett in Ladder 49. But never was in more appropriate than his reunion with Uma Thurman for Be Cool, a sequel to Get Shorty. John reprised the role of Chili Palmer, a Miami gangster who in Get Shorty decides to become a movie producer. In 2007, John Travolta made a guy flick co-starring Tim Allen, Martin Lawrence, and William H. Macy, the comedy Wild Hogs, which is about 4 middle-aged men who start an adventurous road trip on their motorcycles. The star of Wild Hogs drove up to the premiere on their motorcycles while wearing their biker jackets. The film opened with a #1 film in its opening weekend. Following his macho turn, John quickly reverted to his more feminine side in Hairspray, in which he played the role of Mother Edna Turnblad. Hairspray cast was nominated for a Screen Actors Guild Award. Next, John made a Disney animated movie co-starring Miley Cyrus, Bolt. 1 month after the release of Bolt, tragedy struck. John's 16-year-old son Jet died following a seizure. The family was devastated. When John's next release, The Taking of Pelham 123, opened 6 months later, the still grieving Travolta couldn't make the premiere. Director Tony Scott filled in and talked about working with John and his co-star Denzel Washington. However, John did attend the premiere of his next release, the box office dud Old Dogs, a Disney film. This really was a family film for Travolta, who co-stars wife Kelly, 9-year-old daughter Ella, and a good friend Robin Williams. Because of the death of co-star Bernie Mac, the release of Old Dogs was delayed for more than a year. Later in 2010, Travolta was seen in a spy thriller, From Paris with Love. Although From Paris with Love failed to heat up the box office, John had faith the best is yet to come in his career. So here we come to the end of part 1. Stay tuned for the part 2, where we'll be talking about his precious love story with Kelly Preston.